Like, it kind of blew my expectations out.
I don't think I had any idea.
But it was still an incredibly enriching experience.
My name is St. Albert Smith. I am the Field School Director for Simon Fraser University Field School Program to Ghana, West Africa, in the arts program.
It's definitely an eye-opening experience. I mean, you get to learn things that you were never taught in school, especially a very unique perspective of history. And just meeting new people with different perspectives of your own is very transformative, very sort of grounding and an eye-opening experience.
Yeah, I expected it to be different. So in that sense, mainly in the way that people interact with each other. I think that was the biggest surprise.
I probably could not have expected what Ghanaians would be like. Ghanaians are the most friendly of people. They're really friendly towards foreigners. So when they see you, they're just very, very welcoming, and they're all saying "Akwaba," which is welcome.
They're always singing, they're always dancing, they're very happy people. They're always very friendly and very curious in terms of what you are up to, what kind of student you are, and what you think of your Ghanaian experience.
Just so open with us and so excited to have us there. You know, they just love that, like, we're there, we're making an effort to be a part of their culture, like to understand it. So whenever we would speak Twi, which is one of the ethnic languages they speak there, the fact that we were even trying, they would lose their minds. Like, same with knowing the dances. You know, sometimes we'd just be together and one of us would bust one of them out, and the Ghanaians would just lose their minds. They just couldn't even believe that we knew their dances. You know, they just thought it was the coolest thing ever, which then we thought it was the coolest thing ever because they were so excited about it. And it was like, they thought it was really awesome that we wanted to be there and wanted to learn, and I think they really appreciated that.
All our participants in the Ghana Field School, everyone will dance at some point, and everyone will be doing some music at some point. Dance and music is important to all Ghanaians. It's a very important aspect of all Ghanaian life.
I mean, like, everywhere you go, there's people singing and dancing, but also too, it's a huge tradition there. As opposed to here, we have some traditions, but they're usually not enforced for Canadians to learn about Canadian cultural history very much. There, it's extremely integrated into learning, and they also tell history and stories through dance and through music.
It is necessary to use the performing arts as a way of transmitting the language of their culture through movement, and also transferring the language of the culture through the drum or through a musical form or a artistic form, a theatrical form. There's not that critical thing of saying, I'm a great musician or I'm a great dancer. It's not that important, but everybody has a voice through musical language or through the language of movement.
You get to learn a sense of rhythm, whether you like it or not, whether it be through music or if it's through dance. You learn too about different traditions completely counter to ones that you might know. But it's very different taking a dance class in Canada than taking a dance class when you're outdoors underneath palm trees in super hot Ghana.
With traditional Ghanaian music and dance, they are completely interlinked. So the music often is dictating the dancing, which was something that was completely new to me. And when we first started dancing, or when we would watch people dance, we'd say, how do they know when to change the movement? It's, you know, they do something and they're repeating it for about 40 times, and all of a sudden they all switch at the same time, and we were like, how does everybody know? And it was because the drum, the master drum, would indicate when it was time to change. And it just getting in tune with, or rather dancing and listening to the music at the same time in a way where it's communicating with you what to do, I thought was very novel. So that really changed my perspective on the relationship between music and dance.
Initiations behind the movements, the body parts that were being used, the muscles that were being used, was just totally different. I mean, you literally had to start from the ground up, and also pretty much all of the Ghanaian dances that we learned, the style of the back was kind of a forward, which was like so incredibly foreign to me, and that was the hardest part. It wasn't learning the gestures or the arms or the legs, it was just learning to like set myself up in this position that felt so weird and wrong to me, and it felt like everything that was against everything that I'd learned in all my training. So yeah, I definitely wouldn't call it easy. And also, one of the most interesting things about the way that we learned the dancing is, in the Western world, the way that you learn is your teacher will give you something, you'll try it, and then they'll correct you. They'll tell you, that was right, but this was wrong, or try doing this more, or they'll give you direct feedback. When we were in Ghana, it didn't work like that. The way it works is, it's kind of like a master and student relationship. They would do the step in front of you, and you would be behind them and you would try it, and then they would just keep doing it, and you would keep doing it. It was like, at no point, it was never a verbal thing, which was kind of amazing, because that's what dance is, you know, it's non-verbal.
Regardless of whether you were a dancer or not, you were taken out of your element, because no one does traditional African dance, and there's just some things that you try so hard to do, and you just can't make it look like it's correct. There's no way around it. I think, like, just proportionally, I just couldn't make it look the way that it was supposed to. So that was so challenging, but definitely also one of my favorite things about the trip. There was this one piece where what we had to sing was a different rhythm than what we had to dance, and it was impossible.
Because it's like, you just learn dancing through dancing, not through talking about it. Which is ironically something that, as a Western dancer, I'm not used to. You know, I'm used to learning to move through talking about moving. So that was incredibly cool, although at times it was incredibly tiring as well, because you're doing these steps and it's, you know, 35 degrees Celsius or whatever outside. You're in a tiny room with a single fan, moving way too slowly for your own good. And you know, you can barely breathe, and you've been doing these chest pumps for half an hour and you're still not getting them, and you're still trying to figure them out. Nobody's telling you what you're doing wrong. So sometimes it was a little overwhelming, but it was really amazing.
Your expectations kind of blows them away, and I learned way, way more than I thought I would.
Absolutely life-changing, and if you're going on the field school, then in order to get the most out of it, just really, really be open and welcoming to all different experiences, and you will get so much out of it.
And I would really, really love to go back.